be disciplinarians, we can be mentors, we can be teachers. But at the same time, when incidents such as fights occur, we also need to quell these incidents professionally. Ultimately, all prison staff working in our prison system, be it prison officers,
inside Singapore's brutal maximum security prison.
Sitting one behind the other, heads lowered, they looked like a single mass. Surrounded by armed guards,
Singapore's global image rests on safety, control, and discipline. But every system of order has a price. Inside Changi Prison Complex, that price is paid in silence. Guards monitor hundreds of prisoners from a sealed control room, watching through cameras that never sleep. They are told they're shaping lives, yet what they witness shapes them instead.
So why did you want to be part of this documentary? And I think a lot of them thought that recording their time inside would be a good way to remind themselves not to come back again.
Prisoners confined in scorching concrete cells live out sentences that stretch like eternity, while guards bear the unseen scars of duty. This is Changi Prison Complex, a world built to contain danger. Yet haunted by the cost of keeping it locked away. Changi Prison Complex sprawls across 50 hectares in eastern Singapore, visible from the main airport. Behind those imposing gates and guard towers, over 10,000 prisoners serve their sentences. Most are here for drug offenses, but within this massive compound lies something darker still, the maximum security wing. Building B1 holds those convicted of Singapore's most serious crimes. Here, architecture becomes psychology. Each cell measures just large enough for a grown man to lie down. Bare concrete walls, no beds, no chairs, no fans. Prisoners sleep on thin straw mats in tropical heat that regularly exceeds 30 degrees Celsius. Many choose the concrete floor instead. It's cooler that way. Ruben Leong oversees this unit. Every morning begins the same way for him and his team. Muster check. Count every inmate, verify every lock, walk the corridors, listen for sounds that shouldn't be there. In a place where violent incidents erupt every few weeks, routine keeps chaos at bay. Leong speaks with measured authority about his role. But there's something in his eyes that suggests the job extracts a price he'll never fully articulate. There will be periods of time when they can be demanding. They can be rude, they can be hostile to you, he admits. The understatement hangs in the air. What he doesn't say speaks louder than words. But the real challenge lies deeper within the complex, in a section most guards hope they'll never be assigned to. From an air-conditioned control room, 5 guards monitor an entire floor through dozens of security cameras. The feeds show everything: cells, corridors, exercise yards, even toilets. Nothing escapes the camera's gaze. Guards call this room the fish tank. The irony isn't lost on anyone. They watch prisoners through glass screens while sitting in their own aquarium of sorts, isolated from the brutality they must observe but cannot always prevent. The cameras don't just monitor prisoners, they record the guards too. Every decision, every response, every moment of hesitation. Singapore implemented this technology as part of its Prison Without Guards transformation plan, using automation to free officers for what they call higher order jobs. What that really means is fewer bodies to witness what happens inside, fewer people to share the psychological burden. The guards who remain shoulder more weight than ever before. When the metallic clang of shutting gates echoes through B1, meal distribution begins. A prisoner delivers trays through ground-level hatches at each cell door. 4 slices of bread and a hot drink for breakfast. Their simplicity is deliberate. Singapore authorities openly admit they make conditions harsh. This is not meant to feel like rehabilitation. It's punishment first. And the guards must enforce that punishment day after day, while simultaneously being told they're captains of lives who facilitate change. The contradiction wears on them. Some officers develop headaches that won't quit. Others find themselves snapping at family members for minor infractions. But they keep watching, they keep counting, they keep waiting for the violence that always eventually comes. Each prisoner in maximum security occupies a solitary cell. Strip searches happen regularly. Cell inspections are constant. Personal possessions must be earned, not given. A family photo becomes a luxury. A book becomes a treasure. For the guards who conduct these searches, the routine breeds a strange intimacy with human desperation. They see men reduced to their most vulnerable state over and over. Some officers develop calluses around their empathy. Others struggle to maintain professional distance while recognizing the humanity of those they guard. The balance becomes harder to strike as years pass. About an hour or two of yard time per day offers prisoners their only contact with the outside world. Guards supervise these brief windows of freedom with hypervigilance. Singapore's maximum security protocols demand constant awareness. One moment of distraction could spark disaster. Eyes must track every movement, every interaction, every shift in body language that might signal trouble brewing. New officers undergo a 30-week training course that attempts to prepare them for this environment. They learn to conduct patrols, manage emergencies, and maintain security. They study conflict de-escalation techniques and practice emergency response protocols. What the course cannot teach is how to carry the emotional weight of what they'll witness. How to sleep at night after watching men waste away in concrete boxes. How to explain to family members why some days are harder to talk about than others. But there's one assignment that makes everything else seem manageable by comparison. The place where silence becomes mandatory and memories become permanent scars. Institution A1 houses more than 40 death row inmates. Outsiders never see inside these walls. Journalists are turned away. Cameras are forbidden. Only the guards know what happens there, and the Official Secrets Act ensures they never speak about it. Executions in Singapore take place by long drop hanging, a method designed to break the neck instantly. Traditionally, they happen on Friday mornings at dawn, around 6 a.m. Condemned prisoners receive notice at least 4 days before. Those final days stretch like years for everyone involved. For the guards assigned to death row, Thursday nights bring a particular dread. They must maintain professional composure while men face their final hours. Special meals are prepared if they fall within the prison budget. Families visit behind glass. No physical contact allowed. The guards bear witness to goodbyes they'll never forget. Some officers report that these farewells haunt them for decades afterward. Singapore's former chief executioner, Darshan Singh, who died in 2021, executed more than 850 people during his career. At one point, he hanged 7 men within 90 minutes. He would tell the condemned prisoners, "I'm going to send you to a better place than this. God bless you." Guards today don't have that ritual to distance themselves from the act. They simply do their duty and carry the memory forward. Between 1993 and 2003, Singapore had the second highest per capita execution rate in the world. The pace has slowed since then, but death row remains active. In 2022 alone, 11 people were executed for drug offenses. Each execution requires a team of guards to carry out the protocol. Each one leaves its mark on those who participate, whether they acknowledge it publicly or not. The psychological toll remains invisible to outsiders, but it's real, and it accumulates with every Friday morning that arrives too soon. Walk through Changji's common areas, and you'll see walls plastered with motivational quotes. Steve Jobs, Nelson Mandela. Cartoon characters smile from classroom walls where prisoners learn anger management. The message is clear. This place facilitates change. But the guards know a darker truth. 1 in 5 former prisoners returns to Changji within 2 years. For death row inmates, there's no rehabilitation at all. The officers who work here exist in a space between society's stated ideals and its actual practices. They're told they're helping people while maintaining conditions deliberately designed to cause suffering. Some guards find meaning in small victories. A prisoner who earns his first personal possession. An inmate who completes educational programs despite the harsh environment. These moments matter to officers who need to believe their work serves a purpose beyond punishment. They collect these stories like talismans against doubt. Others struggle with moral questions that have no easy answers. Is it justice to execute drug couriers while kingpins remain free? Does harsh punishment truly deter crime? Or does it simply satisfy society's desire for retribution? Can someone be a captain of lives while working in a system that ends them? These questions circle in quiet moments, never fully resolved. The Official Secrets Act prevents guards from seeking answers publicly. They cannot discuss what they witness. They cannot share their doubts. They cannot even fully explain to loved ones why some days feel heavier than others. The silence becomes its own form of isolation, creating invisible walls between officers and everyone outside the prison complex. Yet they return each day. They undergo training. They accept promotions. They monitor their screens and conduct their searches and maintain their vigilance. They do this because someone must, and because Singapore's society demands it. The price they pay in nightmares and moral complexity remains their private burden to carry. In the fish tank, the cameras keep rolling. In the cells, men count days or wait for Friday. And the guards stand between them, bound by duty and silence, carrying stories they can never tell. The next time you hear about Singapore's low crime rate, remember what makes it possible. If this glimpse behind the walls changed how you see justice, consider subscribing for more stories that challenge what we take for granted.